Donald Trump held a press conference at Mar-a-Lago and went in on the media and Kamala Harris. It is fiery. Take a look and let me know what you think about it in the comments.
Oh, give me a break. Listen, I had 107,000 people in New Jersey. You didn't report it. I'm so glad you asked. What did she have yesterday? 2,000 people? If I ever had 2,000 people, you'd say my campaign is finished. It's so dishonest, the press. And here's a great example. I had in Michigan recently 25,000 people, and 25,000 people we just couldn't get them in. We had in Harrisburg 25,000 people, and 20,000 people couldn't get in. We had so many. Nobody ever mentions that. When she gets 1,500 people, and I saw it yesterday on ABC, which they said, oh, the crowd was so big. I have 10 times, 20 times, 30 times the crowd size. And no, they never say the crowd was big. That's why I'm always saying turn around the cameras. I'm so glad you asked that. I think it's so terrible when you say, well, she has 1,500 people, 1,000 people, and they talk about, oh, the enthusiasm. Let me tell you, we have the enthusiasm. The Republican Party, and me as a candidate, but the Republican Party has the enthusiasm because people want to see crime stopped. They want to see a country that's respected. Think of it. If I were president, you wouldn't have Russia and Ukraine, where it never happened.
So in recent days, there have been reports coming out from different kind of political pundits, from the mainstream media to just kind of people on the internet talking about how Donald Trump is really old and how he's really kind of losing it. My question for everyone, whether you're conservative or not, it doesn't matter. Does that look like an old man to you? Does he act like someone who's just losing it? Like, let's think of an example. Joe Biden, perhaps. You're a bad faith actor if you think that he looks old. He's totally with it, completely. As I'll talk about in a second, he's made some big improvements, and I've been kind of critical of Donald Trump in the past for some of the way he just kind of goes off, but this was not one of them. He was on it the whole time. Everything he said was absolutely true. The media covering Kamala Harris is truly unprecedented. We've never seen something like this because at least with other Democrats, the media allowed them to lie. Like, in fact, liberals have pointed this out. Liberals have said, well, it's okay that Kamala Harris hasn't been asked a single question because media outlets just let Donald Trump lie. And here's the deal. I don't personally believe Donald Trump has been lying. Like, sometimes he exaggerates from time to time. We all acknowledge that, whether you're MAGA or you're kind of not MAGA or you're progressive. We all just acknowledge he exaggerates sometimes. But even say he does lie, just for a second, that's not the same thing. Kamala Harris is literally not asked any questions. She doesn't have the opportunity to lie because we don't even, like at least with Donald Trump, if he says something, you as a person can watch him say something and you can be like, you know what, I don't buy that, or yeah, I do believe that. But we don't even have the opportunity to do that with Kamala Harris because nobody asks her any questions. And the dichotomy here is that it's not like Donald Trump is asked questions in passing and then he answers them. Donald Trump specifically plans events to tell the American people what he believes and what he's going to do about it. And again, you can be critical and be like, I disagree with what he believes. Or you can be critical and say, I don't really think he said as much as people think he said. Fine, whatever. Kamala Harris doesn't even talk about what she believes. She doesn't talk about her policy, what she's going to do. And then, of course, the media don't ask her when they have the opportunity to. It doesn't happen. When you have a rally with Trump or J.D. Vance, they get up, they speak, and then they say, from the local media, I'll play a clip later showing this. From the local media, what questions do you have? For Kamala Harris, she shows up, she has a rapper twerk on stage, then she speaks for a second, and that's it. It's a concert. That's what it is. The American people are not actually interacting with Kamala Harris. They don't know what she believes. We do not have a single policy position of hers because she hasn't spoken to anyone. It's not on her website. You can't even look up Kamala Harris's campaign website and see the things that she believes in. The other thing I will say on Trump's performance in this press conference is that it is very clear, it's abundantly clear, that he is taking notes from his advisors. And this is very, very different than what we saw in 2020. It's certainly different than what we saw in 2016. He is taking key moments like this press conference that he did, like the debate with Biden, for instance. He's been well prepared and a lot more refined. Again, if you look at a random rally with Donald Trump, I've been critical of him in the past, He'll kind of go off. He'll kind of talk about stuff that I don't think are super substantive. But it's a random rally, right? Like, he's interacting with those people. They are televised. But it's more of an, whatever. You can be critical if you want. But he chose this press conference at Mar-a-Lago. He specifically said, I'm getting on a press conference, I'm talking to you guys, and then I'm taking questions. And he was ready for it. It was a very good performance. He's choosing key moments. He's very poignant with his message. And if people will watch it, people will see that he has a message in a way that Kamala Harris just simply doesn't have. Unfortunately, the media like to just nitpick these little things that Donald Trump say instead of actually showing what he's doing that's really different than Kamala Harris. Again, if you stick to the echo chambers, the mainstream media, they're not going to show moments like this. They're just not. But what he says here is very poignant. It's very clear. He has a message. Once again, it points to the fact that the debate between him and Kamala, which I've talked about so much, it's happening on September 10th. It is confirmed on ABC. It will be an incredibly important moment for this race. Probably more important, this debate will be more important than any other debate maybe in U.S. presidential history. I know that sounds crazy, but if you look at past debates, they just don't affect anything. I mean, maybe the debate with him and Biden was really the most because it truly caused who was the leader of the Democrat Party for 4 years to just drop out and have everybody forget about him. I mean, that is truly historic, but the thing is people will be watching this debate in a way they never have before because of what happened with Donald Trump and Joe Biden. And fortunately for Donald Trump tends to be pretty decent off teleprompter if he's well prepared and he listens to his advisors, which, I think he is in a way that he's never done before. Kamala Harris, not so much. I've had a lot of comments on this channel, people asking me, Kamala Harris is a good speaker. She was a pro debater at her college. Guys, I'm really not trying to straw man it. I'm really trying to be fair. Kamala Harris is garbage off teleprompter. It takes a quick search to see all the things that she said. That's policy aside. Her policy is radical stuff. Banning fracking, defunding the police, the equity. All that stuff she believes in. But put that aside, the way she speaks off teleprompter is garbage. She talks as if she's trying. She says so little by saying so much. That is the essence of what she does. And I'm not even going to play any clips for you because you've seen them. They're all out there. You're crazy if you haven't seen them. And again, I think this debate, if Trump will just prepare well, it's going to be fantastic for him. You're going to see a huge bump in his polls. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Please go down below, comment, like, and subscribe, and watch another video.